So Niraj, what are you seeing in the AI space around P2P optimization?
Yeah, no, great question. I mean, gone are the days of these tedious, manually intensive processes that are out there. I mean, automation solutions have been around for a really long time within Procure-to-Pay, and they're providing significant value, but the technology continues to keep evolving. So for example, you can now start to use generative AI tools to look at contract compliance, whether those are ESG related or whether you want to just simply compare your contracts against your invoices to ensure that there's no revenue leakage. That provides tremendous amounts of benefits to the organization. Additionally, invoice automation is actually getting smarter. So with the use of machine learning, we're now being able to intelligently extract data out of invoices regardless of the format. And these automations continually keep learning. So when those new invoices come in, you're now being able to extract the data with more of a touchless process.
Wow. I mean, I know I was doing some stuff around machine learning-ish with a client about sort of 8 years ago, but they were a sort of Fortune 50 company, right? I get the feeling that what we're seeing now is like, this is much more widely available to a lot more companies than it ever used to be. But I assume that even that, though that's the case, I guess there's got to be some things that people need to do to open the door for that, right? Like, what's the preconditions for success?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, this is now the norm, not the exception, right? And so the more you can focus on looking at it through a transformational lens and not necessarily as band-aids to address pain points in your process, right? Everything is always centered around data. So data quality, more specifically, it is the bedrock of any key end-to-end process, and specifically Procure-to-Pay, because of the high risk that you may have with duplicate vendors in your system, which then may, have duplicate payments that go out. So just good data hygiene is always a must before you actually enter into any type of transformation.
Yep.
And then taking an approach around not only just throwing automation at the problem, but standardizing your process, optimizing it, automating natively, finding ways that you can turn on features that you may not have turned on within your procurement systems, and then leveraging RPA or AI tools on the back end to be able to fill in some of those cracks. It's really hard to build automations when your process is not standard.
Yeah.
And then,
oh, sorry.
And then, finally, just ensuring that you've got kind of key performance indicators, KPIs in place, or key metrics, just to ensure that your value is being derived.
That makes sense, right? Like, technology is about enabling the process, right? As opposed to replacing it. So like, you need to have your process locked down and optimized in order to really get the most out of it. And then to your point, there's no point in doing a transformation if you're not going to measure its success in the end.
Absolutely.
And I think, when we think about the measurement of success, people often will think about AI and process automation and optimization, all these sort of things, as really focusing around cost reduction. I guess what I often talk to clients about is the reality that there's the secondary benefits, right? It's not just about trying to reduce your cost. It's about trying to free up your team from some of those transactional, mundane activities and put them into the more strategic areas where they can really serve the business and really help, that front of house get more out of it, as opposed to just being a support function.